I have two wonderful in-studio guests. My guests are Peggy Cravens, president of the Virginia Wearing Piano Competition, which will begin on March 27th and continue through April 3rd. And I also have Sandra Woodson, first vice president and chairperson of the 27th annual Black and White Gala fundraising event to be held on Sunday, February 20th, that will honor a very special guest, Dr. Condoleezza Rice, former Secretary of State and an accomplished pianist who will perform that evening. Welcome, gals.
Hello there. How are you? It's nice to be here again.
Well, it's great to be here,
Hi,
too, and
Jacqueline.
nice to
Thank
see you,
for
Sandy.
inviting us.
Peggy, I'm going to begin with you. For those listeners who may not know who Virginia Waring is, tell us about her.
Well, of course, the very name Waring is such that people identify her with her husband, but she had a very illustrious career in her own right. Actually, it was a duo piano team by the name of Gerhardt and Morley. She was Morley and eventually married Mr. Gerhardt, but they have a wonderful son, Paul. And yes, she studied in France under some of the Casadeses, I think was the name of the teacher. I may not be pronouncing that correctly, but she's a very, very accomplished musician. And bless her heart, she just turned 95.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
Isn't that
Yes.
I hope we all get there, don't you? And
But
still
you
be
have
as
to see
spry
how
and wonderful.
beautiful she is.
Yes.
And her beautiful skin. And her, I mean, she's just so with it and so alert and so such an utterly charming woman.
Well, yes. Now, your organization is a 501c3 nonprofit whose fundraising efforts benefit the competition and continuing the musical education of our youth. So tell us about the competition, the age groups, and where it will take place.
Well, this particular competition will, you gave the dates on the 27th to April 3rd, and it takes place at the Indian Wells Theater at the Cal State San Bernardino campus in Palm Desert. But I just want to tell you something about the earlier competition. It was actually born on the campus of College of the Desert 27 years ago.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes, and originally it was called the Joanna Hodges International Piano Competition.
Oh, I've read something about it, but I really didn't know it was that long ago.
Oh, yes, yes. But Joanna's mother passed away, I think it was in 1995, and Joanna moved back to Vancouver, Washington, and the competition just seemed to sort of lie fallow until 1999 when Dr. John Norman, who was then still the Fine Arts Dean at College of the Desert, came to Virginia and said, really, Virginia, you're such an accomplished musician in your own right. Surely you must agree with me that it's inappropriate to let this competition lie fallow.
So that's how it started with the
Exactly.
Virginia Wearing competition.
Exactly. And then
okay.
Virginia called me, and we got together, and we started fundraising, and the rest is history.
The rest is history, as they say. And you've got a lot of great history behind you, Peggy. Let's talk about the kids that are in this competition, the age group, and more importantly for them, how much money they can win in being. Certainly there's the prestige of it, but they win prizes.
Well, yes, they win dollar prizes, but the most important thing for these youngsters at this age is to win performance prizes so that they have a place to actually present themselves, learn what it's like to compete, learn what it's like to perform. And as a performer myself, not a pianist, but a singer, I'm well aware of the importance of having places to do what you do.
Yes, but there are different groups.
Yes, when we
according
started,
to your age and so forth. Tell us about that a little bit.
In 2005, that was the first competition, and we had all of the three divisions at one time. But it was a 3.5-week competition, and it proved to be much too long. So we broke it out into two biennial competitions. One is the senior division, which happened in 2009, and then in 2007 it was the junior and intermediate, and it is now in 2011 the junior and intermediate competition.
And the
again.
juniors are ages 7 to 12, and the
That's a little young.
intermediates-
No, it's more like 8 or 9 to 12.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
All
and-
right. Well, I'm reading the wrong information
No,
on
that's
here
all right.
then. And the intermediates then are 13 to 17. Is
That
that
is correct.
right?
That's correct.
Okay, that's good. And so they are in these different divisions, and then and so how do they how does a competition work? Do they play something and then someone is selected and then they go on to the next level, or how does it all
actually,
work?
the adjudication process is very, very interesting because their CDs come in from all over the world, and the adjudicators take a day or 2 days, depending on how many competitors we have applying, and they listen to all of the tapes. It's totally blind. They don't know the age of the person. They don't know the sex of the person. They just listen to the music.
And they're selected
and that's,
from
they're
that.
based on that.
And
solely.
then they get here from all over the place.
Yes, that's right.
And your organization pays for their expenses, and through donations from your members.
Well,
Is
we
that
house
not
them
right?
while they're here. Their travel expenses are paid for by
Right,
themselves.
but while
Yes.
they're here.
Yes. Yes.
Well, now another very important and very wonderful event that's connected with that is the Gala. And Sandy, you are the Gala chairperson, and of course all of the funds raised from that go to supporting the competition. And again, that date is Sunday, February 20th, and that's going to be held at the Rancho Las Palmas Resort and Spa in Rancho Mirage. So first of all, talk about what to expect at this very elegant ball, because I love the idea of the black and white ball. So tell us what we can expect.
All right, Jacqueline. Well, this will be our 27th annual Black and White Gala. And we are very, very excited this year, not only because we have the distinguished honor of presenting Dr. Condoleezza Rice with a Lifetime Achievement Award that evening, but also Stanislav Krishchenko, who was one of our former competitors, who won the senior division in 2009, who won the Carnegie Hall Performance Award that we provided. And we actually went to New York to hear him and see him in
lucky
Carnegie Hall, which
you.
was very exciting. He is from Ukraine and absolutely a phenomenal personality. And he is going to be performing the night of the gala.
Isn't that exciting?
So I'm very excited. And actually, Dr. Rice has requested that Stanislav and his new bride, Tatiana, be seated with her at her table.
Oh, that's
So
wonderful.
that's what
So
we're gonna
is
do.
she going to play as well?
She is not playing.
She's not playing.
We asked her to be our honoree to come and be honored for all of the wonderful
Okay.
things that she's done in her life, her accomplishments, both musically, diplomatically, and her educational forte at Stanford.
Yes.
She's currently the professor of political economy at Stanford University.
Yes. Well, I think just the fact that she's here is wonderful, and we'll be talking to Peggy about that in a little while. But Sandy, tell us what else? What are some of the other ways that are made available to people as a fundraiser, as well as some of the opportunities that have been made available and may still be available for the tribute book or underwriting? Talk about that.
Good. Okay. The tribute book is an aspect of the gala that we have always done. It is an opportunity for individuals and companies to express a tribute honoring somebody or in memory of somebody, or to place an advertisement. And all of that goes into the tribute book, and it's distributed the night of the gala. At the gala. So it's a lot of fun and a beautiful, beautiful format for expressing things that you want to say about a loved one or an advertisement. So the tribute book is a great fundraiser and has always been very well received. The second thing that's very new this year is a unique approach that we're taking to developing new revenue streams, and that is a silent auction, in-store auction that will take place from February 1st through Valentine's Day, February 14th. It's called Shh, a very silent auction.
I like that. Shh, a very silent auction. That is so clever. That's really that's a great play on words of the silent auction. That's marvelous. Now, where is that going to be held?
That is going to be the individuals who've donated, and we have $67,000 in donations of jewelry and Cinemark movie theater tickets and Trio restaurant dinner for 10 and Aquapaza cocktail party for 20. We have all kinds
And a
of
beautiful portrait by Ilona Van Rone.
Oh, and she's a great artist.
Original art from Don Cracky. We have a lot of fun things. And on February 1st from 6 to 8 p.m. we have a kickoff reception hosted by Jim Corona, who is the owner of Heather James Fine Art.
And it's at the Gala.
And it's at the
That
Portola at
beautiful
El
gallery.
Paseo
And that's
Gallery.
on Tuesday.
And that's on Tuesday, February 1st. It's open to
Okay.
the public. It is free. All anybody needs to do is call the gallery and RSVP.
Now, if anyone wants any more information on the competition or the gala or attending a gala, who do they call or what do they do, Peggy or Sandy?
They should call the Virginia Waring office, and that number is 760-773-2575.
And the date for the gala, as we mentioned, is Sunday, February 20th, at the Rancho Las Palmas Resort and Spa. So now, Sandy, as I said, I don't think there's anything more elegant than a black and white ball. Very briefly, what is the process for selecting the theme? This has been an ongoing theme, I know, and the decor and how it's all brought together. Do you find something that really is fantastic and wonderful and stick with it, or do you try to change something from year to year?
Well, every year we try to do something a little bit different. But last year we did something brand new in terms of the centerpieces. They are ice sculptures of grand pianos, and they were so well received that we are going to repeat that this year.
Oh, I like
that.
that.
In addition, we have a very large ice sculpture. This is Tim Bennett at Ice Magic does these beautiful, incredible sculptures. So he has going to do a large one of a grand piano in ice sculpture, and they're going to film it. Joel Hochberg is filming it for us, and that film of how I think Peggy called it, the icing of a piano.
Oh, I love that, Peggy. The creative juices keep
Yes,
flowing,
they
don't they,
keep
when you get
flowing.
into something like this? It's going to be so absolutely wonderful. I want to ask you, Peggy, how in the world were you able to secure Condoleezza Rice's as to honor?
Well, actually, it's a very charming story because one of our adjudicators from several years ago, this gentleman was invited by our artistic director, Dr. Patricia Taylor Lee, and he lives in San Francisco in the Bay Area, and he happens to be Dr. Rice's piano consultant. I can't call him her
Piano
teacher.
consultant, I like that.
Because she's far beyond the need for teaching, although even golf pros know they have to, these big golf names know that they have to eventually go to other teachers
Sure,
to
of course. Yeah.
refresh their talent.
Right.
But anyway, Dr. Rice does know this wonderful gentleman, and I think Pat Taylor Lee one day said to him, you have Dr. Rice as one of you consult with her. Do you think she'd allow us to give her an award? And he said, oh, what a lovely idea. Let me ask her. And that's how it happened.
Well, who wouldn't like to be asked to come to a beautiful place like our valley, to go to a beautiful ball, and then to be the honored guest and be given an award?
But to
Good
add
for
to that,
her.
though, Dr. Rice is very, very aware of the need to promote the
Of
talents of
course.
young people. And
Of
I think it
course.
was as much that as it was the award itself. I mean, she's a very dedicated, kind, caring, loving woman.
Yes, yes, and it's all yes, it is. I mean, she's not going to go get an award from the Plumbers
No,
Association.
I think she's
or
doing it
anything
primarily
like
to
that.
help promote the
Of course
organization.
she is.
If you want to, I truly believe that.
Well, I do too. No, you're right. What do you want to add to it about the competition?
Well,
or
I'd just
the
like to add
gala?
just a few things that we have outreach concerts, and we also do we have 4 to 6 winners, and we bring these winners back to the desert to perform for free, mind you, at local schools, Palm Desert schools. Last year, Vijay Venkatesh performed at the Palm Springs High School to over 1,100 youngsters from fourth and fifth grade up to high school age, and he was on for about an hour and 15 minutes. And I kid you not, I was there, and you could hear a pin drop. I mean, they were so captivated.
We
by him.
underestimate the children and their interest in music and opera of that genre, and
Exactly.
they are blown away by
And
it.
you should know that the Waring offers over 35 free hours to music to the public, and over 70% of the attendees live right here in the city of Palm Desert, Indian Wells, Rancho Mirage.
Well, that is absolutely great, and we are out of time. And I'm so glad you were here. But we are certainly going to be talking some more about Virginia Waring, and I know John Bayless is going to be on my show, and he'll be talking about the event. Thank you, gals, for coming. It was so wonderful to see you, and listeners, we'll see you next week. Thanks for coming. Bye now.